the 14th of July 2021, a date that will live in infamy. Bryan Wolfmueller had a YouTube, show, in which he expressed a hope for COVID. Strange thing to express, but he had a hope for COVID, that it would allow a host of Lutheran YouTubers to rise up in response to the challenges of COVID, of the times, and of using the new medium of the internet, really being forced into it by the times. So I've decided to take up that challenge. He, in his video, expressed that they would bring their experimentation and their trying of new things to 3 areas that he would like to see, that I agree with, that they should be on, in, and under the YouTube efforts. Creativity, thoughtfulness, and orthodoxy, along with theology. That's sort of 3 or 4 points that underline everything. And so, Bryan Wolfmueller had this idea that there would be a loosening of the restrictions, expectation, and that this would be helpful in this day and age. Expectations would be down, and this would be good. So this would allow all this sorts of stuff. So, with that in mind, I am launching a new Australian Orthodox Lutheran channel on YouTube called Husband, Father, Theologian. And under this banner of a complete disregard of expectation, that if you want to see Bryan Wolfmueller, he adds in his video that started all this challenge, he names 3 or 4 things which good YouTube videos should have. So these are good sound, always looking at the camera, and good lighting. So I have a camera, but I don't always look at it. Not really comfortable doing that at the moment. Good sound, well, I doubt half of what I'm saying is actually making it over there. And high energy. Well, as the title suggests, I'm a husband, a father, and a theologian. Now, after all of that, which do you think I'm going to talk to you as? Where am I going to spend where's the priorities? Order is very important, I feel, in most of life. I've ordered those things from a desire to really point out to you and to anyone who listens, there's an order in life. And Luther's very fond of vocation. I study at a seminary in Australia. So husband is one vocation, father is the next, and theologian. Now that's not meaning to say being a theologian can't help with being a good husband and father, or being a husband and father can't help with being a theologian, or being a father can't give you gifts to work better at being a husband, or it's not to say that, but there's a certain order to things, and to my life especially. As for the high or low energy, here it is morning, the girls are finally at childcare. I have 2 girls, they're very young, and I have a wife who just took them, so while she was gone, and she's back now, so she might make an appearance. So so I'm taking up the Gauntlet. I actually bought this camera. I was watching Reverend Fisk. He's another good Lutheran YouTuber. Fisky, he was trying to crowdfund a purchase of a new camera during COVID last year. Anyway, I was like, oh, so a YouTuber is telling us he wants a camera for his ministry. So I'm like, I'll buy that camera and I'll use it for a webcam, or I'll use it maybe for my own YouTube channel. So I did that. So yes, this charge to bring creativity, thoughtfulness, orthodoxy, and theology. Well, I certainly try, and that's what the title's all about. Husband, father, theologian. Trying to meet these demands on my life, prioritize them in the right way. I think God theologically wants us to do that. And Gregory the Great, is that his name? Gregory the Great? One of the old church fathers, a pope even, I think, of the Catholic Church a while ago. He has some stuff to say on that, which I'll try and find for you. So I've got some hopes for this channel. I'm hoping to start a series of evening presentations of The Law and Gospel by Walter. Hopefully as a theologian, as a theological student. I'm studying Bachelor of Theology at the moment. Hopefully I can one day get through it. And I thought, well, one way to do it, break it up into evening lectures and present them. So I'll be trying to do that, presenting them at a church and seeing if anyone wants to come along to those. And if not, I'll just record it and put it on YouTube. And that should be, we'll see if that eventuates. Watch this space. But I think that'd be a fitting homage to Walter, considering Law and Gospel was a series of notes taken by somebody else of a series of evening lectures that Walter gave in the evening. So what better way to do that than give them during the evening and give them to people again. So that way I'll read them and you'll listen to them, and you might even prefer to find a better translation and read it yourself if you haven't already. I've also got a telephone here. Hello. One day I hope to restore that. It's an old Bakelite telephone. I hope to restore that. I've been talking to my wife. Yes, I'm married, so that's where the husband comes in. Talking to my wife, and she's, look, you need a hobby. Right, okay. Why don't, you're always moaning about these broken books you have. Why don't you take up bookbinding? So I'm planning on doing that. Whether I get into that or not depends on a great many things, but bookbinding, watch this space. And there's a cross here I've been talking to for a bit. Got given that by some Anglicans who were cleaning up after a dead father, I should say, priest. Do you have this? I'm like, oh, I don't have a cross. I'm a theological student. I'm a husband, father, theologian, so I can have a cross. That's fine. But I haven't hung it up yet. So, like, Joel, that's my name, Joel Savage, get into it. Like, you got to hang this thing up. So I've taken the screw off recently at the back. I'm hoping to mount it maybe right there. Anyway, this is the cross. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's a bit of a confronting figure, Jesus to begin with, but this particular cross, it's got blood on it, so not much, but, and it's got actual nails through the hands, so it's very rustic, very, but does the job, I think. Yeah. How's the song go? It's a rugged cross.
Shop your father your new clothes.
Wowee, it looks like leggings.
But look at you, don't you look cute?
Forth in thy name, O Lord, I go, my daily labour to pursue. Thee, only thee, resolved to know, in all I think, or speak, or do.
Hello, darling. Oh, you found a book. Hey, all right.
The task thy wisdom hath assigned, I'll let me cheerfully fulfil.
One bear.
In all my works thy presence find,
Two.
and prove thy
Right,
good
one,
and
two,
perfect
three.
will.
Yeah, two.
Thee may I set at my right hand,
3 cats. 1.
whose eyes my inmost substance see,
Yeah, they are cats.
and labour on at
4
thy command,
bananas.
and offer all my works to thee.
Yeah, banana.
Give me to bear thy easy yoke, and every moment watch and pray, and still to things eternal look, and hasten
5.
to thy
5
glorious
vehicles.
day.
Oh, my face. Thank you.
For thee
Please don't
delightfully employ whate'er the bounteous grace hath given, and run my course with even joy, and closely walk with thee
Aren't you adorable?
to heaven.